Yeah, let's talk about Kissing Booth 2. I mean, that's why we're here. Um, it's really just a lot of fun. It is a teen romp. Tell me a little bit about your characters. Let's start with Megan. Tell me about Rachel.
Well, Rachel is, I like to say she's like the embodiment of kindness. She's like the sweetest, kindest character. She is Lee's girlfriend. She very, I don't want to say brave. Yeah, bravely. She took a moment and bravely walked up to Lee in the first movie and kissed him and snagged him off the market. And now they are oozing with love.
Oozing. There's a
Oozing,
word. I
oozing.
don't
It's
know if you
all
want
just
to
coming out.
associate that with love, but oozing is a good word. Um, and what's different about Kissing Booth 2? How she evolved?
Well, she's trying to find a balance between her relationship with Lee and then his relationship with Elle. And at times she feels a little bit like a third wheel to her own relationship. And she's kind of figuring out that dynamic. I like how Joel's laughing. So she's figuring out that dynamic and how to kind of handle it. It's her first real love, and
Mhm.
that can always be kind of complicated. But I think she does a beautiful job of navigating and trying her best to respect their relationship, but also she has a lot of self-respect. So that was a fun journey to play.
And Joel, let's talk about Lee a little bit. He's grown from the first movie to the second one.
He has. Lee has overcome something that he previously would have thought impossible. The love between his best friend and his older brother, whom he constantly lives in the shadow of. So there's been a lot of growth, and in the second, there's an equal amount of growth, if not more. He learns how to balance a girlfriend and a best friend, and he makes mistakes, and he learns from them, and he grows from them, and it's one of those things where he's growing up and he's learning things the hard way, which I'm familiar with. That's how I learn. I learn the hard way.
He's
You know,
also super hot. That body that he built. Oh my gosh.
it's
Wow.
it gets a little bit like a sauna when you're watching Kissing Booth 2.
It does.
You guys get to work with some fantastic actors, and I know that having great actors surrounding you brings up your performance as well. So tell me a little bit about Joey King. What's it like to work with her on a second film like this?
Joey King is nothing short of like the best actress I've had the pleasure of working with. Also the sweetest, kindest, and funniest person as well. She definitely like set a standard on set of like what the like emotional state of set would be, and it was so warm and welcoming and open and collaborative, and um I mean I was all for it. That was my experience with it.
Yeah, she's incredible. I just am always in awe of how gracefully she carries herself, how hardworking she is. I mean, the schedule that we had was intense and insane to say the least. The amount of dances that she had to learn, then she was in rehearsals and on set first and last, and she just is, I can't say enough good things about her. And she's just a wonderful friend. I think she's a fierce friend, which I really respect about her. She really cares about her castmates and wants everyone to be happy and enjoying themselves. And as Joel said, she sets the standard, and it just makes you want to be a better actor.
Being that this is the second one, is there a shorthand that develops between actors going into a second feature like this?
It's funny. I wonder, I don't know. I mean, Joel, you can maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but we had quite a lot of emotional scenes together. And I don't know if we necessarily like communicated a shorthand, but we seem to have a very similar way of dealing with that emotion. Like we like to stay in it. We were very quiet and we kind of stayed close to each other, but we didn't really, like interrupt each other's moment. And then when we stepped into the scene, we were kind of with each other, but it was almost like silent, like the silent communication, the silent dance. And I felt very much on the same wavelength as him through that whole process, but we never discussed it. I actually don't think I've actually talked to you about it, but
We've
that's how it felt.
never we've never actually talked about this, but
Yeah.
a dance is like the perfect way of ever heard it put, actually. I remember like sitting in the waiting in our like holding room, and then just like walking to set with like right next to each other, very
Yeah, with
silently,
tears.
very controlled, being like understanding like the weight of the situation, and then also just like respecting how you like to do things, and you like respected my and like there's just a love in the work for each other. And um honestly, like I'm so glad that you, Megan, were the ones doing those crazy scenes with me. We went
Aw, thank you.
through it, and there's no one else I would have rather have had to do that with.
Well, isn't that's all goes down to trust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
In our final seconds, I got to ask you. I mean, she basically invented teen romance movies. Molly Ringwald. I mean, she is just an amazing actress anyway. But how is she on set? Is she a giving actress?
She absolutely is. Molly is, I mean, she's a legend, you know? It's actually very humbling being in a rom com, like a coming of age rom com, with like the generation ahead of us playing my mom.
Yeah.
And she's very much of a mom, like she loves people. She like cares for them. I mean, I've had the honor of doing quite a few scenes with her, and I mean, she's giving. She's rich with like emotion and depth, and like she just gives all of herself to a scene.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
as we wrap, Kissing Booth 3 was just announced. Congratulations on that as well.
Thank you.
So we'll catch up with you on the next one, and
Thank you.
we'll all be watching Kissing Booth 2. It's streaming on Netflix right now. And you guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, cheers.
Bye.
This celebrity interview is sponsored by...
I'm Annette Civarella with Pia Anderson Moss Hoyt, Utah's leading entertainment law firm, serving clients nationwide. We provide solid, attentive representation focusing on minimizing risk, reducing cost, and protecting the reputation and privacy of our clients. Our goal is to provide you with the legal representation you need to make the right decisions and to protect you and your creative works. Call or email me for a free consultation.